Hi everyone, I'm Weiner from the Reiy team, and today I'll introduce our Sui Overflow 2026 project, an intent-based meta DEX aggregator. Reiy is an intent-based meta DEX aggregator on Sui. Users submit swap intents, solvers compete to find the best execution, and the protocol settles on-chain automatically. At the core, Fisherman acts as an execution coordinator between users, solvers, and the Sui blockchain. Fisherman exposes 5 API groups: order book, view all open intents waiting to be matched, grouped by token pair. Auctions, track rounds in real time from collecting through solving to settled. Certificates, the signed permit Fisherman issues to the winning solver to execute on-chain. Solvers, request a live quote aggregated across all competing solvers. Before diving into the demo, let me give you some context on the protocol design. Traditional DEX aggregators find the best price across pools, but they still route one swap at a time. Step 1 to 3. The user submits an intent on-chain. The indexer picks up the event and syncs it into Fisherman's database. Step 4 to 9. Every 2 seconds, Fisherman collects open intents into an auction round, waits 6 seconds, then sends a solve request to all solvers in parallel. Each solver responds with their best solution. Step 10 to 13. Fisherman scores all solutions, picks the winner, and issues a signed certificate. The winning solver takes that certificate, submits a transaction on-chain, and settlement is confirmed. Step 14 to 19. Separately, users can call get/quote at any time. Fisherman fans out to all solvers simultaneously and returns the single best quote back to the user. We currently integrate 2 solvers. The first is an on-chain aggregator that finds the best execution across on-chain liquidity sources like Cetus and DeepBook with 0 capital at risk. The second is an inventory market maker that internalizes flow to provide low slippage fills. First, we get a quote from Fisherman. It fans out to all registered solvers and returns the best price, including estimated fees and a guaranteed minimum output. This is inspired by Cow protocol on Ethereum, inheriting the same idea of an off-chain solver competition that finds the best execution before anything hits the chain. Say a user wants to know how much WUSDC they'd get for 5 WSUI. They just call the quote endpoint and instantly get the best price across all solvers with no on-chain transaction needed. The response comes back with 2 solver quotes. The on-chain aggregator solver 1 routed through Cetus and quoted 3.539 WUSDC net with confidence firm, meaning it commits to that price. The internal DeepBook solver quoted slightly less at 3.499 WUSDC with confidence indicative. Next, we run 2 scripts that demonstrate the full end-to-end flow. First, simple trade. A single user submits a sell intent for 5 WSUI with accepted slippage 50B, signs 1 transaction, and does nothing else. Let's run it. First, we get a quote to check the price. Then we place an order by creating an intent object on-chain with the constraints and the user's assets escrowed together in the same transaction. We can see a shared object here, along with all its constraint fields. This object, together with the contract logic, ensures that every intent is either solved or canceled. The protocol and solvers cannot do anything outside those 2 outcomes. Once everything is finalized, the winning solver submits a settlement transaction. All intents in the batch are resolved, and each user receives their output tokens. We can see the PTB the winning solver submitted wrapped around 2 core Reiy functions, verify solution and settle intent, which together enforce that the solver executes exactly what was agreed upon. Next, we run a second script with 2 opposite intents, where the co pattern kicks in. Reiy is designed so solvers can freely solve any batch without restriction. No gatekeeping, no permission needed. We have 2 intents here, 2 users, one selling WSUI and one selling WUSDC, submit their intents at the same time in opposite directions. Let's watch. After 29 seconds, the auction is resolved, and in a single settlement transaction, both users receive exactly the tokens they wanted. Similar to before, the PTB was submitted by the winning solver, and each intent goes through Verify Solution and settle individually in the same transaction. That's it, and that wraps up the demo. Thank you for listening.